Hello, I'm John Groh. Thanks to Community Access Media, residents will get a chance to hear from the candidates seeking elected office here in Erie County. My guest today is Lynda Meyer. She is a candidate for Harbor Creek Township Supervisor, and she brings a lot of experience to this office that she's seeking, and we'll be talking about that here in just a minute there. So I just wanted to welcome Lynda. Welcome to this program.
Thank you for having me.
No problem there. So Lynda, you're a very young lady. Let's. Okay. First of all, I understand that you're a teacher. Is that correct, there? And how long have you been a teacher?
I've been a teacher for approximately 24 years.
Okay.
This is my 21st year with the Harbor Creek School District.
Okay, and you're a teacher at what, elementary school? Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and you're married?
Yes.
And you have children, a couple children? Or
2 children.
2 children, okay. And they're in the school there too at Harbor Creek?
Our daughter is.
Oh, okay.
But our son has graduated from there.
Okay, and he's he's an adult then,
yes.
Not on his own there. Well,
yes.
Good there, okay. And of course now, one of the other things too that makes you unique in this is that you're also a township auditor.
I am.
Okay, now for folks that don't know what the role of the township auditor is, this is a role that sets the pay and benefits for the elected supervisors as in their relationship to being an administrator. A roadmaster is what you have out there at Harbor Creek Township.
We do.
Roadmasters, yes. So your job that you have as an elected official, as an auditor, which you'll be giving up should you become elected as a supervisor, is to set the pay and benefits. So would I be assuming would I be correctly assuming that you know what these job role duties are as a supervisor? So
this is my second term.
Your second term
of being elected into this position.
Right.
So it's a 6-year term. There's 3 of us
Yes.
where you run consecutively with one of the supervisors that's running.
Oh, okay.
So we meet and we discuss, and I always have questions for our supervisors.
Okay.
So it's been a really interesting experience, and it's something that I have wanted to pursue for a while now.
Okay, that sounds good there. Of course, there's a lot of issues in local government that we know there, okay? And municipal government has always they seem to find the local government.
Yes.
One of the things here, what do you see as a big issue for Harbor Creek Township? I know there's probably several of them, because there's no municipality that's exempt from it. What do you see as one of the big ones there in Harbor Creek Township?
Well, I think for any township, including us, that you always have to be aware of the safety of your township.
Okay.
And that can come under different avenues, obviously.
Yes.
So one of them that I'm very passionate about is our fire departments.
Okay.
And with our fire departments, I have a lot of family members that have served as volunteers, and I would like an opportunity to join our 237 team, which is at our township building. They take turns taking different ambulances, rotating them from our 3 departments, and they answer calls that our departments may not be able to during the workday with them working. Okay,
so this is made up of township employees, am I correct?
That is correct.
Okay, this is very similar to other municipalities that have done the same thing, and it works, it has that daytime coverage aspect to it there. So, it just shows the crisis that's out there in all municipalities. The amount of volunteer firefighters has really declined over the past 20 years.
It's awful, and they also need help financially, obviously, because costs of our equipment and things that are needed to keep us safe increase. But what I would really like to do is try to have the opportunity to work with supervisors across the county to try to implement an EMT program at our VOTEC school.
Okay.
So what that means is there's 11 school districts that are involved with this. So we would need to work with them to try to implement this program, and then it would be determined as to how many seats everyone gets to be able to do that.
Okay.
But our students would be able to not only pursue their careers in a field such as this, whether it's paramedic or further education, but they'd be able to take their EMT certification test, their national test, I believe, at 18. So by the time they graduate, they'd be able to already start towards that career path. But what that also does for us as the safety of a township is it helps provide volunteers for our fire departments that are greatly needed.
Oh, yes.
It also saves them a lot of money because right now it's costing over $700 per person, is what I was told, to train an EMT.
Yes.
So if you take that expense away from the departments, now that money can be used towards life-saving equipment.
Right. Okay. Yeah, there's a huge cost, as we know, in regards to providing public safety, and especially in that
Yes.
EMT fire service. Oh, yes. Yeah. Moving on here, one of the things that gets a little interesting every once in a while is when the state legislature and the governor talk about state police fees.
Yes.
What are your thoughts about the police department, as far as Harbor Creek having one? What are your ideas?
Well, it's no secret that basically there's three choices
Yes.
that we have.
Okay.
We can, if this would pass and it forces municipalities to do something with this, we could stick straight with state police and be able to pay an extra fee for that. We could go out on our own.
Okay.
Or we could join with others that are near us,
Right.
such as Lawrence Park, Wesleyville, and even Northeast has a department.
Right. In other words, form a Metropolitan Police Department there.
Absolutely.
And, but that would take a municipal agreement, which can happen. And I think
It can.
But
But no matter which route we take, I think it's important that our residents we communicate effectively to let them know what that means. And no matter which choice is decided upon, it's going to double our taxes.
Yeah.
So it's going to be about $1 million. So we need to, what I would like to do is be able to have it spelled out.
Yes.
Be proactive, spell it out as to what this means of the three choices and what kind of coverage does this mean, what other things do we have to look at.
Right.
But honestly, to go outside of the state police, it's going to be quite costly.
Oh, yes. Yes, I can tell you that it will be.
Yes.
It's very high. So, but this is one of the things of public safety that local government has a responsibility to provide.
Yes.
Second Class Township Code is very clear about that you shall provide municipal safety.
Yes.
That's a requirement. So you have an idea of how to handle that there, should that happen, but
Yes.
we'll wait and see what happens on that. There's always talk about it.
There's always talk, but we'll see what actually
and
happens.
it always brings out the worst in people when there's talk about it, so.
Well, and I think it's a lot of the fear of the unknown too
Yes.
for residents. And that's
Okay.
why I've stated how important I think communication is with residents.
Oh, yes, you have to be open there. That's so true there. Okay, now moving away from the joint public or the joint police services, how about other things as far as working with other municipalities for snow plowing, for example, sewer water line extensions, things like that? What are your thoughts on that? Are they in place already? Would you be amenable to something like that should you need to do it?
Well, I think what it comes down to is sticking with a budget. So we would have to look
Okay.
as to whether or not that would be financially responsible for our township.
Yes.
To try to share those, I honestly don't think would be in our favor financially.
Okay.
So until you see the numbers, though,
Oh, yes.
obviously a decision can't be made, but I don't think it would be
Right.
in our favor to
Yeah,
do
so it's running the numbers and see if it works. That's
Yes.
really what it comes down to.
It is.
And so being open to that, should that happen to be the case. Is that correct? Would I be correct in saying
Yeah,
that?
I mean, I think we need to be open
Okay.
to anything that could be saving
Yes.
us financially.
Yeah.
Right now, though, would not be my understanding that it would be doing that for us.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good there. One of the things that many municipalities are running into, it's called the Amazon effect.
Yes.
Which we all know it, and for folks that don't know what that means, it's the retail businesses that have closed. I always like to push it onto Amazon because people are buying online, but maybe there's just financial trouble with the business itself. Of course, you have the Kmart, or had the Kmart business out there.
We did.
And among other ones that probably closed subsequently after that closed, in that plaza.
Yes.
What are your thoughts about redeveloping that? Any ideas? I mean, of course, you don't own the property, but what do you think from a municipal standpoint? What might be a good thing to do?
Well, I had been stating back when I announced that I'd be running that before I realized this was called the Amazon effect, that because of online shopping increasing, we have stores closing across the country.
Yes.
It's not just a Harbor Creek issue or an Erie County issue. So what I would like to do is take a look at the shipping and warehousing that could come into play
Okay.
off of 90, where we are, I think, in a prime location for, because we're so close to the New York border and also Ohio.
Yes.
And even when I was talking with a resident, when I was going door to door that works for the Erie Airport, he was saying that his boss is actually looking to try to increase cargo planes.
Okay.
Which, if we did something like that and we looked at it as a county, when the trucks are on the roads, I would like it up by 90 so that they're not on our township roads or PennDOT roads.
Yes.
They'd be able to pull in
Okay.
right off of 90, be able to unload or load, and then head in the direction they need to go.
Okay.
That way, it could bring in a strong tax base for us, along with some good paying jobs that our area could definitely use.
Okay.
And it would provide a service, and I think it would be a win for our township.
Yeah. That sounds like a pretty good idea there.
Thanks.
Sounds very similar to what had happened in Cranberry Township down in Butler County, right where the Turnpike and I-79 come together. Look at all the warehousing that's going on down there. It's very similar to what you're talking about. So.
I definitely think we could do it.
Okay. Recreation. What are your thoughts about public recreation? I'm sure you have parks there at Harbor Creek Township.
We do.
Okay.
We have 9 parks, which a lot of people don't realize we have.
Yes.
And there's one in particular that I would like to look at specifically, and that's Meyer Park. Meyer Park, I would like to really use it more effectively. There's trails, but what I'd like to do is keep it in its natural setting.
Yes.
Go after grant money that would help us provide restroom facilities along with a covered area to eat, a picnic area per se. I'd like to talk with experts to see how to attract native birds into that area to nest.
Okay.
Have the trails open all year round so that anyone that's interested in snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, they would be able to do that, enjoying more of what's in our own backyard.
Okay.
With gas prices being what they are, I think instead of us having to travel away from our own township, we have the space and the opportunity to turn some things around for ourselves. And in talking with people and my ideas, I've actually had parents who work with our scouts, as well as just other residents offer to help with a project like this.
Yeah, sometimes that's what it takes is a joint public-private partnership, and that may get it done too.
I really believe in community pride, and I think we have a lot of it in Harbor Creek.
Yes.
And
very nice community.
Thank you. I think maybe you should move there.
I can't. Not now.
Maybe another time.
Maybe another time. So, anyway, we've got a few minutes left here in this interview. Anything else you'd like to say that the voters need to know about you that makes you uniquely qualified for this job, or why they should vote for you, Lynda Meyer, why you should be our next Harbor Creek supervisor?
Thank you for that opportunity. I feel that by having the education that I do, I went to Edinburgh and was able to obtain my bachelor's in elementary education and a master's in special education. I continue my education in order to keep my certification. I've been on a numerous amount of committees where I've worked with other people and constantly problem solving to try to make things happen. I feel that I have ideas that really are obtainable for us, that would not cost us as taxpayers, but we would really be able to gain from them.
Okay.
I feel I'm able to communicate effectively, which I really feel, which I've said to our present supervisors, we need to look at the fact that we have multiple generations that live within the township, as everyone does. We need to realize not everyone communicates the same way. So finding ways that we're able to communicate with our residents and get word out of what we're doing. We're doing a great job. We have technology, we have a Facebook page, we've got a website, but I think there's more we need to do. We also have a quarterly magazine. But in talking with residents, not everyone's on Facebook. Not everyone is involved with social media. So we need to figure out how we could do that.
Okay.
So I have some ideas about that.
Okay.
And I'm hoping to get that chance to put them into play.
Okay. And of course, you're running for the seat that's going to be vacated by the retiring Joe Peck.
That is correct.
Who's had, 3 terms there as a supervisor?
And
many
has done
years.
a really
And
nice job.
Yes. So anyway, so that's our interview with Lynda Meyer, Democratic candidate for Harbor Creek Township Supervisor. Thanks for joining us.